Shannon Cosentino-Roush, the Chief Strategy Officer at Finless Foods, and Michelle Wolf, the CEO at New Wave Foods, stopped by the booth to speak with Amanda about why plant-based foods are trending up, why big missions require great partnerships, and how and why Finless Foods and New Wave Foods are providing alternative plant-based seafoods. Let's create the future of food service together.
And we're here at the nation's restaurant news booth with two incredible innovators in the plant-based alternative category, Shannon and Michelle. Michelle, tell us who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. So I'm Michelle Wolf. I'm the co-founder and CEO of New Wave Foods. We make a pretty delicious plant-based shrimp that you can now get breaded.
That is fantastic. I'm a New Englander, so anything that has to do with shrimp, I'm all over. So
Yes.
That's fantastic. And Shannon, tell the people what you do.
Yeah, I'm Shannon Cosentino-Roush, and I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Fiddlest Foods. We're also an alternative seafood company. We make both plant-based and cell-cultured seafood, but our first products are tuna, and we're starting with a raw poke-style counterpart.
Anything pokey, I'm automatically going to be purchasing at any restaurant. What a amazing trend.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. So you guys are both doing some incredible things. Tell us a little bit about the market that you're working in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So shrimp is actually the most consumed seafood in the United States. We eat about 1.4 billion pounds of shrimp per year.
It's mostly in my house.
There you go. Well, unfortunately, about 90% of that is farmed and brought in from overseas where they have some less desirable practices than we would like to have in our food system. So we wanted to create something that would be just as delicious, hit that amazingness that you love about the shrimp that you eat, but then also have something that will reduce the impact on our ocean ecosystems.
Amazing. And that's something that speaks to your heart as well.
Yeah, and I think you'll see that the alternative space has just grown and grown, and now I think alternative seafood is that next wave. Similarly, because of the ocean impact that it stands to be able to make, kind of like what was done with the Impossible, et cetera, for the meat space. And so in the tuna space, it's quite similar to what Michelle was saying, that most tuna is wild caught. That's actually a little different in that it's very difficult to aquaculture. And so the only way we can get tuna is largely from the ocean. But our demand for tuna has gone up and up, and our wild capture fisheries have pretty much leveled off. And so we're hoping that our alternative products can be another way for consumers to still enjoy the dishes that they crave and love and maybe culturally are aligned with, but with less of an impact on the ocean.
Amazing. Less of an impact, and I don't know if you guys have seen the prices at the fish market lately.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's really difficult because I want to serve amazing and differentiated foods to my children, and this seems like a great alternative.
Yes, I think to your point about the volatility in the price and the supply right now, this is something where plant-based has a consistent supply, can be available all year round, isn't as much impacted, especially by the effects of climate change that we're starting to see.
Amazing. Now you guys have some really great partners that you're working with, and why is that so important to you folks?
Yes. So I'm actually an engineer by training, but I've always been a foodie, and I got into this space because I wanted to make, an impact on our food system. But I knew that we had to create something that consumers and operators could incorporate into their everyday, their day-to-day work. So we worked really hard to perfect this, but I needed someone who could guide us on the go-to-market strategy. So one of our really important partners is Alohi Strategic Advisors, who has kind of guided us throughout the food service industry and helped us give that perspective of the operator.
So Shannon, what are some of the partners that you're working with?
Yeah, I agree with what Michelle was saying. In this sort of day and age, partnership, I think, is the new wave of working, in that we need a lot of great minds working together to be able to achieve the big missions we're set out to achieve, especially in this new movement of the new alternative technologies and the shifts in the food system. And so when we were starting to go to market and think about sort of plant to sell and all the complex questions of what operators need and want and what are consumers like asking for, we decided to find sort of business partners. And similarly, we found Alohi, and they have been plug and play for us in being able to figure out the business strategy, the go-to-market strategy, how to really understand operators, and it's been essential to our product launch.
And you guys are pretty high on the trends list, right?
Yeah, and I think you'll see year and year, plant-based seafood and alternative seafood just keeps having the highest of each thing, the highest raises, the highest new investors, the highest demand and new products. And so I think that this is actually evolving out of a trend and more into a movement.
Yeah, just in the same way that we've seen the wave happen within the plant-based meat alternatives, that's now shifting to plant-based seafood because the consumer understanding of sustainability is shifting from the land to the sea. So I think you'll just keep seeing more Finless Foods and New Wave Foods shrimp at more restaurants near you.
I think that you guys are so on trend that this is going to be absolutely huge. How can people find out more about Finless Foods?
Well, first of all, today at NRA is our product launch of our plant-based. And so,
Congratulations.
yeah,
We should have
we're
balloons. Where are
really
the balloons?
pumped. Jazz hands. We've been working to get sort of samples out and have conversations, but we officially locked in distribution, in the last weeks. And so now I think from this show on, you'll be seeing more and more places that it's available near you. And so the easiest way to follow us is, I hate to say cliche, but follow us on social or websites, because that's where you'll see our latest progress, the newest distributors that have signed on, the newest locations, et cetera.
Absolutely. And
Yes, so we will also be here at the National Restaurant Association over in the Lakeside Center where you can taste our breaded shrimp. It's in my favorite recipe, which is a bang bang sauce.
ooh, I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in.
And then similarly, you can find us at newwayfoods.com. You can also find us at LinkedIn /New Wave Foods, and you can follow us at the next restaurants where we're going to be next.
Thank you guys so much. Everyone, definitely follow these two incredibly innovative new plant-based alternative companies. We are so excited that you guys are here today as we create the future of food service together.